Hello listeners, and welcome to the first episode of No Man is an Island, our chronicle for Vampire 5th edition. We have been waiting for this a long time, and we're very excited to release it to you. If you haven't already heard the Session Zeros, you might not be familiar with our characters and who is playing tonight. Let's see, who do we have around the table? We've got Mr. Craig. Hello, Craig.
Good evening. Tonight I shall be playing Dr. Francis Ward.
Hi, my name is Anna-Karin, and I'm playing Gabrielle Ellis.
And my name is Yalman Norton, and I will be playing Paul Richards. And the man of the hour.
Hello there, I'm Martin Ericsson, and I will be your storyteller on your continued path into darkness. Cops everywhere, justice nowhere is written on the sign. It's carried by a toddler in a baby carriage. A little bit young for us to bring her in on charges of inciting violence against the Met, eh? Schooner, one of the City of London Police Department plainclothes people walking you to the scene, jokes as he takes a big bite of a vegan hot dog from one of the protester stands nearby. Oh, fuck this crap, that's disgusting. No wonder they're so fucking fit. You can't eat this shit. It's April 2009. The G20 protests in the City of London. Specifically the G20 meltdown protest right outside the Bank of England and the Royal Bank of Scotland is spreading out before you as you walk onto the scene. The protests have been raging for 2 days, involving more than 40,000 demonstrators, and the mood is reaching a boiling point. This is the climax of the major police Operation Glencoe, that aims to surround and contain the 5,000 most die-hard and prominently violent protesters to prevent widespread riots and property damage. It's late afternoon and shit is, as they say, about to become real. Throughout what is called Financial Fool's Day by the protesters, thousands have marched, converging on the gleaming bank towers and classic marble edifices of the City of London, led by huge cloth and papier-mâché effigies of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, marching to the din of percussions, protest chants and vuvuzelas. As the trap is sprung and riot police, dressed in black uniforms and bright neon vests, start surrounding the protesters, the chants start to change. You're smack in the middle of thousands of agitated citizens. Young and old, white and brown, men and women, straights, queers, all dressed in colorful, topical costumes. Toxic monsters, dead bankers, statues of liberty, Guy Fawkes masks and capes. Even a few dogs, some of them in a paper Robin Hood getup. The rest, black hoodies, balaclavas. Some of the protesters are clearly lifestyle activists or crusties from the local anarchist squads. But many of them look like ordinary citizens, just walking about concerned and angry over the death march of global capitalism, over the economic crisis, the bailouts of banks, and the ever more urgent threat of climate disaster, and the eternal war on terror waged to secure oil for the boundless hunger of megacorporations like Enron and Shell. You make your way through group after group as the police kettle closes in around the square. The smell of weed and vegan food is replaced by sweat, beer and fireworks as somebody starts to light up Bengals and smoke bombs somewhere in the crowd. The riot bobbies wear their dark age gear of round metal riot shields and face-hiding helmets. The Royal City of London Police, a section with a rep for truncheons first, questions later. As far as you know, you are the only plainclothes officers in the crowd. You're looking for a Mr. Ibrahim Amari, a student suspected in involvement with anti-war groups and Islamist recruitment at the University of London, as well as illegal weapons charges. You've been on his trail for weeks, but now you know he is somewhere in the trapped crowd. And if the knuckleheads do their job, he's not going anywhere. The din of the protest becomes louder and louder around you. You're approximately in the middle of the mess, somewhere on Threadneedle Street, close to the crossing with Bartholomew Lane.
Do we have ear things?
You have connection back to an operations vehicle outside of the perimeter. Waiting there is the secretary, the very same person who interviewed you, Sergeant Anna-Karin. She's only a touch of the ear button away as long as comms working. Some of them been acting up during the morning, and now during the afternoon it's getting worse. The air is filled with hot radio traffic.
What about Mr. Isaac Khan? Is he active in this operation as well?
He is not active during this operation. It's a simple apprehension of a suspect. You do have his private phone number, but he has asked to not be disturbed unless there is an emergency. He's in a meeting with the police chiefs and the top-level coordinations of the G20 response.
I look around through the din and the crowd, and I see that all of our teams here. I try to not make too much of a notice of myself, but it's easy to blend in into such a large crowd.
Mm-hmm. How are you dressed, all of you, to melt in with the protesters?
I think I am dressed as usual in just a black or very dark brown leather jacket and plain hair. I think I blend in quite well if I relax a bit, which is kind of hard, but I try to be a bit relaxed and look interested.
As you look around, you hear the chants start change from ho, hey, hey, ho, Goldman Sachs has got to go. Things like, the people united shall never be divided. The people united shall never be divided. There's a large vehicle starting to push towards the police line. The chaos is about to start.
I look after Francis and Paul and see if I can see them, and also try to have an overview over the crowd, and if we see our suspect. We have photos of him.
You don't have a visual of him, and Francis and Paul are just 4 or 5 meters away, threatening to be split up by a group of padded unicorns that are tearing away in panic from the main protester group. One of them, a girl in her 20s, falls down, scrubs a knee, and rises up, tears in her eyes. But yeah, they're within walking distance.
I search for Paul's eyes because Francis is Francis. But I think Paul and me, we are more of a rapport. I guess we have worked together, and I have the feeling that we kind of understand each other. So I look to him first and then to Francis, because Francis is always doing his own thing.
Indeed I am. Yes, I'm dressed currently in a long black coat, old, fiddling with my glasses. I'm finding this entire experience nauseating. All these stupid, idiotic young people. They have absolutely no idea, do they? The sacrifices, the work it takes to look after them and give them a country that works. Here they are, acting like idiots. Still, I'm doing my best to pretend smile at people if they look at me and keep my eyes focused on the job.
Yeah, you smile as few people start pushing towards the front, past you. They don't seem to notice you. You probably look like just another student who has grown tired of the injustices of the world. And how is Paul dressed?
You catch my eye through the crowd. You see me wearing a green bomber jacket. I've got basically military boots and jeans. Could fit in with any sort of extremist movement, either right or far left. Really, no one in particular. I've got short brown hair. I'm in my early 40s, and as you meet my gaze, I just nod and I raise my hand to my earpiece, and you hear me vaguely through all the noise and that's going on, and you hear me calling Kitawara. Kitawara, do you have any CCTV? Do you have any matches?
I thought it looked like we had a match for our suspect. You're reading fine, by the way. I would say a 6. I thought I saw one gentleman, I think, looked like an Egyptian gentleman of the right height, heading further down Bartholomew Lane. Where the kettle is closing in right now.
And I gesture as discreetly as I can towards that direction, first towards you, Gabrielle, as you see me, and then also I try to catch Ward's attention towards that direction as well.
Yeah, I nod and just try to look as I'm like strolling or just following the public down in that direction.
The people united will never be divided. The people united.
Never be divided.
Bodies press up against yours as you walk forward. This will not be an easy casual stroll. Bodies are packed, back to back. The city police have started closing in and is pushing down Bartholomew Lane, pushing the crowd backwards slowly. Some are stumbling, others are pushing forward, until you feel the crowd starting to reach an equilibrium. So you're there, pressed in between a group of stinking guys with a big shaggy dog with dreads, screaming, "The fucking fascists! They're all at it again! Don't move back! Don't move back! We're only going to trample people!" And on the other side, a couple in their 30s in normal street clothes, leather jackets and beanie caps, looking confused, and but still trying to keep a positive mood and pushing forward as like, yeah, it's for real, isn't it?
I try to move closer to Paul and Francis so we don't lose each other, because it's so easy to do that in this crowd.
Yeah, already now it's kind of hard to push through the packed mass of bodies, but you manage to shoulder your way up towards Francis and Paul.
Yes, and I'm also trying to find sort of the rhythm of the crowd, feel the flow, how I can break through and start making my way towards the area that Anna-Karin described, and I feel how every sort of aggression or emotion is just drained from me as I'm completely focused on where I have to go at this moment.
Yes, I can see Richards has got that look about him. He is quite good at directly dealing with things. And of course, there's Gabrielle. So I will try my best to fall in behind them. After all, they're much better at the front work than I am. I'm just here to, I suppose, patch people up. I laugh to myself as that chant rings through my head. It's funny because I think to myself, the people united can never be divided. I can think of several ways people can be divided, especially when they're united.
The first signs of injuries don't come from the police at all, but rather from the pushing and the shoving. People who don't have the stamina or the routine quickly start trying to exit the push of the crowd. As you can see, you're starting to be pushed up against a large vehicle that is rolling in from the left side of the curb. It's what looks like an old 1940s armored vehicle, painted all blue. On top of it are standing a bunch of protesters in mock police uniforms. They have blue coveralls. You know about these guys. This is the London performance and activist group Space Hijackers. From a megaphone on top of their impromptu police vehicle, they are shouting things like, "Don't worry about the police, we are only here to bring happiness and joy. Do not be alarmed. Please press forward to the line and we will distribute complimentary protest flowers."
Are we armed?
Yes, you are currently armed, but you're starting to feel people pushing up against you, and what would happen if one of them found.
So I close my jacket and like eyes to Paul that he should do the same, so like people can't reach inside. I guess we have them under our arms.
Yeah, they're shoulder holsters.
Yeah, in shoulder holsters. If we haven't already done that, because now when it's so tight, they could just squeeze in their hands and it will be harder to reach them, but it's safer. We don't want gunfights over here, so I don't know, nod towards him a bit, like, all right, it's time to cover up a bit.
How about the others? Are you armed?
Well, no. I mean, other than basic training, I barely actually have reason to use a firearm, so it'd be a bit silly for me to be armed. I do have some medical supplies on my person. They are hidden well, but I do notice Gabrielle and Paul trying to look incognito, and of course I will do the same.
I have my gun in a shoulder holster, and I also have mace in my pocket. And as I see Ellis adjusting her jacket, and I push my arm down to the side, and I feel my gun there as well, and make sure that it stays where it is. And I see these space hijackers, and I'm neither annoyed nor entertained. It's just rushes through my head quickly, noting that they're there and that they are not the ones that we should be most concerned with, because they're just putting on a show, really. But what I really want to do is try and get through here to where Kitwara spotted this possible suspect, and I try to make more of an effort as I'm getting pushed up against this vehicle to get where I want.
You're trying to push through, and just in that moment you realize that your colleagues in the city police department don't take as kindly to this joke or show that you do. You see from the right further side of Bartholomew Lane, you see a group of these neon yellow vests and shields starting breaking off from the main police line and trying to make a push to start and go down and surround the vehicle. They're on the other side of the vehicle, and they're pushing and they're screaming at someone on the top of the tank, accusing them of portraying London's finest. And it's like, you realize this is an orderly hazard. Move out of the streets now. We'll have to arrest you.
Are we very close to that vehicle, or are we like...
You're pretty much pushed up against it. The cops are on the other side. The confrontation is happening on the other side. And now the mass of people are starting to push backwards towards you. It's going to take some real effort to get through. So how do you try to push around the vehicle, or whatever you try to do?
I try to use the people around me. I fling my hand up in the air, circling around in a sort of gathering motions, like we need to get out of here, signaling to Ellis and to Ward. And I'm trying to take people literally with my hand and move them out of my way, taking their place instead.
I think Ellis, she's not very tall. Like, she's maybe 170 centimeters, so it's a bit harder for her to push through because she can't really see over the heads. But I'm trying to follow Paul. And are you tall, Paul?
I'm fairly tall, yes.
Yeah, trying to kind of get a little space behind his back so I actually can breathe. And I'm starting to get really worried about this crowd, because this will turn ugly in a heartbeat.
I'm trying to keep an eye on Ward as well to make sure he's coming through. How is he doing?
I do my best to remain close to you. I have no desire to get into any stuck areas with these individuals.
Interestingly enough, the two guys in the ass-long dreads seem to respond to you, and they nod and start trying to take people out of the way. Let's see how well this gamble works. Give me a, let's see, strength plus leadership. It's a bit unusual combination, but you're simultaneously pushing through and trying to exude an aura of authority that you know what you're doing. So give us a leadership plus strength.
As I see them helping out as well, I try to engage them, like, let's get through here, and there's no use having the police crack down on us peaceful protesters.
Pass the line. Yeah, left. Go. Follow that guy, eh?
So give us the roll.
All right. Do I just add everything up, or how
You add your strength dots to your leadership dots, and you roll them as a pool, and you're attempting to get 6 or more. And if you roll a double 0, you have made a critical success. And if you don't get any successes at all, things are gonna go pear-shaped. And remember that willpower can be used to re-roll 3 of these dice.
We have 3 successes.
The plan is working. The guys are doing half of the job in front of you, moving people, shifting people out of the way. And it looks like you accidentally helped a small family with a trolley trapped just in front of the police vehicle. They get out of the mess and you see them running away full speed. The husband making a last push against one of the riot shields as he ejects backwards and runs past you.
I take Francis in the arm and kind of puts him behind Paul and in front of me. He is the one that kind of needs to be in the middle. And then I try to look behind us. So we have like Paul that looks forward and me that looks behind over the crowd.
Yes, and I'll stick to the middle of you. That suits me just fine.
I see you coming along, and I nod approvingly, but my eye catches this family in the trolley. I am a little bit suspicious for a while because it feels like they're a little bit out of place. Anything weird about them or that trolley that they're pushing along?
Checking the trolley. No, the kid is in there. Kid is having a protest sign with Tony Blair's face cross off on top of it. And the mom is frantically talking on a cell phone, crying. It's like, I don't know how to get out of there. We're humans trapped in the city. It's a peaceful protest. I don't know what they're doing.
This way, down here. And I try to rally the team.
You're past the vehicle and out of the worst pinch. And now you can start to see the front lines about maybe there's 40 or 50 lines of people in front of you. But the foremost 4 or 5 rows looks like they have formed an arm-to-arm chain and they are holding against the police. The police are pushing a little bit backwards and forwards, but you see from their manner that they have found their position and they're probably going to hold here. So the police are probably not going to push any further now that you see the line and see how they are moving. They have essentially blocked off Bartholomew Lane totally. They are working on getting the vehicle out of the way. It looks like they are asserting dominance over the situation. You hear a crackling in your earpieces as Kitwara comes through.
Yeah, the blocks of Threadneedle East and West are complete. The kettle is full. I repeat, the kettle is full. No one's getting out of here tonight.
Copy that, Kitwara. Thank you.
The kettle is full. All right.
I look at you guys with a frown. Well, no one else is getting in. And yeah, we'll see if we can find anyone in this mess.
It's going to take some creative scouting to move around. During the first 10 minutes that you try to scout the foremost parts of the demonstration, you realize that the police are holding back. They're not charging, they're not doing anything, they're keeping the line. The truncheons are not really out, most of them are down. A couple of police dogs barking at the protesters, still no real violent action. But it's hard to move around here, and you pass a Crime Think press distro stand that has fallen over. Tons of anarchist pamphlets all over the street. The shadow of the past holds the future hostage, declares a poster. The more professional black bloc activists seem to be keeping to the right side of Bartholomew Lane, pushing forward, whereas more the climate campers and ridiculously dressed people are on the left side or retreating downwards towards Threadneedle Street.
I think I lost him. It's no use. I thought of seeing him doubling back on Threadneedle Street. I'm not sure. There's just too many people. And I don't have a confirmation of what his getup is like. So last thing I saw was a guy with keffeya, red jacket, and some sort of baseball cap on.
Okay, can you see where we stand right now?
No visual at all. I'm over here by the London Troops War Memorial. I don't have visual on you, and not through the CCTV either. The crowd's too dense. Can you give me a landmark?
Yeah, I'll look around to see if I can give her something.
Yes, you can. On the side, right on the same level of as you are on the street, by the Bank of England Museum entrance, there's a group of activists who are raising impromptu ladders towards the side of the building, and one of them is climbing up.
We're standing right in front of Bank of England. Do you see the ladders?
Yeah, I see the ladders going up now.
Right about there. So how should we move?
As I said, lost visual. I'm not sure. I guess you have to work the crowd. And yeah, you might have time on your side. This is gonna take hours. If I know these operations, they're gonna tire them out.
We need a direction.
Your last visual was him doubling back. Bartholomew and Threadneedle, he must have passed you on the left side or something.
Damn it.
Probably melted in with the peaceful demonstrants. Makes the most sense that we'd go with them rather than the violent ones. We'll draw less attention that way. I try to step up on the side of one of these ladders and just get a view over the crowd if I can.
You step on the bottom, there's 2 guys and a girl holding the bottom of the ladders. And one of them hands you a Bengal candle. Up you go, up you go, up you go!
I start moving up with the Bengal, holding it up high in the air, at the same time looking down and trying to spot any red jackets in the crowd.
You hear a cheer going up as you go up, and you realize the Bengal is pre-lit and it's starting to ignite. Sparks flying over, and you're half up the ladder with the bright red Bengal going off in your hand, and the crowd going, "Yeah, the people united! Fuck the bankers! Yay! Fuck them up!"
And it's at this moment that I realize that some people might be recognizing my face. I keep forgetting about this thing that I have been this poster boy and that too many people have recognized me throughout my days. And it's like, why did I always get in these stupid situations?
Poster boy for what?
I was one of the wounded veterans in a few of the operations in Iraq.
Yeah, and as soon as you realize it, I realize it too and goes like, damn it. I should have climbed the ladders. And I try to motion to you to come down.
I try to first finish what I'm doing and looking out for the red jacket, yeah.
I laugh a little, although to be honest I'm a little annoyed at all the radio chatter happening in my ear. I keep thinking that the sergeant on the other side, she's always so unfocused. Surely she should be more focused on a day like this. I remark to Gabrielle, as best I can in all the din and noise, well, are we seeing anything?
If I'm seeing anything? Are you seeing anything?
Not from my end, although I see good old captains up on the ladder.
Yeah, maybe... God damn it. Can I climb up beside him?
Sure you can. Yes, act decisively. It doesn't look like anyone else is itching to climb up right behind the Bengal.
Yeah, I'm climbing up to Paul, also to be able to actually talk to him a bit.
Yeah, you start coming up, and Paul, you're serving the different groups that are milling about now under your feet. It looks like there's a larger portion of the anti-war protesters coming up along Threadneedle, and they look decisive to go straight across Threadneedle, further east. If there's any group of people that will recognize your face and that would hate it, it's the anti-war protesters. It's a bunch of students, there's some community groups, some ethnic community groups, and they're making quite high speed, and hopefully they won't see your face. And they're somewhere in the crowd, just as I push through, they're going through the remnants of a vegan food stand, and there is a guy in a red jacket and a basketball cap.
Do you see him?
Down by the vegan food stand, red jacket, and I start climbing down again with the Bengal, trying to turn my face away, and I reach inside my jacket to find a pair of sunglasses.
I take the Bengal from you. It's hard to climb and have a Bengal and have sunglasses as well. Like we've done this a million times before, like sometimes it feels like we are one body and not two bodies. So I take the Bengal and I stand a little while longer while you're climbing down, Paul, and try to fix the red jacket.
Yeah, red jacket is moving towards a bunch of squatters on the east pavement of Bartholomew Lane. He takes off his backpack, puts it down, reaches down, gives something to one of the squatters, and then he closes the bag, moves on up towards the tank, toward the space hijackers that temporarily look like they are in some sort of standstill. Probably lawyers have been called or something.
Could I see what he was giving?
No, it's some sort of smallish package.
Oh, fuck. Okay, we need to go.
Yeah, and the anti-war protesters are now at the crossing, and sunglasses, you say, Paul?
As we come down from the ladder, I'm trying to put them on. I have handed over the Bengal just like described. It just happens to sort of in one motion, and we're moving down, and I don't see this then with these squatters, so I don't report it in. But I start trying to make my way. I try to get Francis, and let's start towards the vegan food stand where I saw him last.
Yes, I'll fall into position. I'm used to them leading the way, but of course I'm here to offer support, so I'll make sure I'm close enough for them to take charge, but also be alert just to maybe get in this gentleman's way or get as close as I can.
Is it possible for us to talk?
You can scream in each other's ears. That works fine. It's like that. No one's going to overhear you in the din. People are talking agitatedly, just leaning in. But first I'm going to see if you have rotten, shitty luck and you're recognized. Shit, the protest. Oh, fuck. You've gotten a chewing out from that redhead girl right there. That woman in the brown parkas. Holy fuck. Was she looking at you? No, she's looking away. Fuck, yeah, she's gone. Good.
I tried to say to both Francis and Paul that I saw him give something to someone over with the food stamp. Let's get a move on.
Who did you give it to? What person?
I couldn't see. It was a small package, a parcel of some kind.
Kitwara, we have a parcel of suspicious nature handed out near the vegan food stand out here on the street. Some individuals, were they sitting down?
Yeah, they were sitting down, and they looked like squatters, crusties. Some of them had black and red patches on the back of the jackets.
Black and red patches.
Black and red patches on the jackets. Kitwara, are you getting this?
I'm getting it. That would describe most of the syndicalist and anarchist protesters, I'm afraid. But food stand, you say? I'm trying to see the footage from the bank. Oh fuck! They sprayed that one. I know. They sprayed it. No, they sprayed it. I can't get coverage there. Sorry.
It's no good. We can't get a unit, I say to Alice. We're gonna have to investigate that ourselves.
Yeah, fuck that. I say we go after him.
Point me to the right direction.
Yeah.
Agreed. Let's get a move on quickly.
We worry about the parcel later.
Try to follow her directions and get people out of the way. And, yeah, trying to keep my head down now. I am slightly nervous. Someone will just slow me down.
So, Gabrielle, where are you leading the group?
Towards the food stand where I saw him, like in the direction where I saw him. And I think that Gabrielle, I am like before I have been a bit tired and like didn't sleep that well, but now when it's actually happening, I am super alert and kind of amped.
Yeah, this is a good day at the office for you. So you scan the crowd, he's gone. He's somewhere in the crowd. You can see the crusties are pushing towards the front, towards the tank and the police line in the same direction you were before, down Bartholomew Lane. So you can see them, but you can't see the guy in the red jacket.
Fuck, we lost him.
Well, first to the food stand and those people you saw.
Yeah.
You can probably catch up with them as they start pushing through. Some of them are really quick on their feet and start moving up ahead. Two of them have stopped in the outskirts of the crowd, and those two you can reach. It's a man and a woman about in their 20s, face tats, and what looks like 90s rave gear, like big trousers, hoodie, and some like tennis shoes with big fat soles on them.
Did I get a visual on the one he gave the package to?
You think it was the girl, you're not sure.
I nod towards Paul and towards her. It's her.
Is she carrying something?
Yeah, she's stopping, and she's really close with what is presumably her boyfriend. They kiss, and it looks like they are fiddling with something together.
I'm moving straight over to that.
Yes, I will back up Paul in this direction. After all, at least it's something we can see.
Are you moving towards the girl? Because then I will take the boy.
Yeah, you pointed me towards her, so that's what I'm moving as quickly as I can now. If they're fiddling with something, all the more reason, especially if they're trying to be romantic about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you start pushing up close and you realize that this is a potentially explosive situation. If you need to use physical force or something, there's a lot of people around you who are really sensitive to what's going on right now. It's still relatively quiet, but far away you can hear the first chants of
"Show me what a police state looks like. This is what a police state looks like. Show me what a police state looks like. This is what a police state looks like."
How do you approach the two? You're gonna have to get really close in order to see what they're fiddling with, possibly even break them apart.
I'm just gonna go in and try to break them apart and not really care. If there's something that's dangerous, it needs to be taken care of first of all.
Yes, I'll back him up on that, but my attention is more on the package itself. After all, I probably, of all the three, will have the training to at least be able to identify something in it quickly. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, let's see how this intervention goes. Let's see if you've managed to move in and grab them apart without them noticing and getting any fair notice. So give me a combination of... let's say, what would you say is relevant to this? It could be a stealth.
Sort of strength trying to get people aside, but I'm trying to do that as if I'm not heading for them directly, but they are gonna get in my way with the direction that I'm taking.
Sweet, give me a stealth plus strength roll. They're pretty alert. They're doing something fishy.
Should we both do it or just Paul?
Let Paul roll it, but you get an additional die for the help you're providing. But the excruciating circumstances and the fact that are aware is gonna cost you one more in difficulty. So you're gonna have to beat 4 successes to get this done smoothly.
Is it 5 and above, or is it above 5?
6 and above. Yeah.
Okay, well then I actually had 2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. Do you want to push it with a willpower reroll?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, describe to me what you're doing. You see this, like, what the girl is starting to turn and the crowd is starting to push you away. What do you do?
And I feel one of in the crowd is kind of getting me to stumble, and I try to use that force to my advantage to try and direct it towards them and turn it into a tackle.
Go tackle. So re-roll 3 dice for willpower.
And that is 1 more success.
It's close, but not enough. You push forward, you get a little glimpse of what's going on there. You see a small plastic bag, some sort of powder in it. The girl catches your eye, sees you making forward, and just chucks the bag straight into the crowd, forward. Maybe, yeah, just out of sight.
I shout, "Hey!" and also try to get her.
Yeah, you have 1 shot to get her before she blends with the crowd. How do you want to do that?
I want to do brawl
Yeah.
and strength, I guess.
Yeah, so describe how you're just ramming her.
When she throws the whatever it is, I immediately just don't look at that and go straight to her. Like, if I can, just throw myself over her to pin her down.
This is what a police state looks like.
Give me a strength plus brawling roll.
Yes, and how many successes do I need?
Oh, she's not that big, but she's fast on her feet, so you're gonna need 3 successes.
I get 2, and I will use my willpower to reroll. I get a 9 and an 8.
Yeah, you get to reroll 3 dice with the willpower. Describe what you're doing to push yourselves that little extra.
If I throw myself at her and I get fucking angry when it doesn't work, then, and I always use my anger to like get that extra edge. So I think I cuss and just lunge again.
Yeah, you lunge from a knee standing position where you fell, propelled by anger. How does it go?
Do I throw 6 again?
You take 3 of the dice that are failures and you re-roll them, trying to get 6s or higher.
And I get 3 successes.
Great, you got her. Slam, pinned down. You got her arm on her back. She's starting to scream her lungs off. And the boyfriend is, you see, he's starting to open his mouth. He's gonna scream cop any second. Francis, you have the advantage of having a clear view of the situation.
Well, you see, my attention was focused on that bag, so the second that was thrown away, I went for that bag.
Oh shit, you're in the crowd already, you're not much use.
Fucking coppers! Coppers! Plainclothes!
He starts screaming. You have seconds before the crowd turns nasty.
I pin her down. I'm focusing on holding her down.
Yep, you pin her down, you got her, she's cursing, fucking pig! Get off me, get off me! I ain't done nothing! This peaceful protest, motherfucker, what have I done? Yeah, so what?
I'm just holding her. I'm not going in to answer her. I'm just holding her, and like my plan is to hold her and then drag her out so I can like arrest her and get her to the cops, the other cops.
Yep. And Paul, how are you doing? You see people are seeing this and they're starting to turn around towards you guys. And the boyfriend is he's actually running for it.
I look at Ellis and I look at the crowd and I try to assess it here. Is it even possible to get her out of here? I mean, make an arrest like this, I feel like if she's let go of that package, nothing's gonna happen with that. It's better that we just get out of here and try to find the actual suspect.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking hard arresting her, but I mean, on your word, can get her bussed away from here, or you probably can't hold her on any charges, but you can probably get her ejected if that's what you want.
Yeah, that's what we do want.
I start searching her pants or jacket, see if I can get an ID, because then I can take it and then we can take her later.
Fucking police harassment! Look at them! Yeah, you're fucking dirty
silent and methodically and as fast as I can.
Yep, you find, there you go. She's got it. There's a sharpened piece of plastic shiv on her back, and she's got underneath the clothes, she has like some sort of maybe land hockey protection under the clothes. She's geared as a protester.
I'm calling it in to get someone here to get her taken out of the place. I try to keep people away from Ellis as she is making the search.
There's some sort of electronic smoking device, and you can see easily like it's loaded with hash resin oil. She's a ticket, definitely. But the question is how to get her out, because now the first protester is starting to push towards you. There's the first kick, comes towards your face.
Whoa.
And shit, what is your brawling?
3.
Yeah, it's a close miss, brushes against your face. Dr. Martin's almost right to the face. Paul, you're still in the vicinity. You're calling it in. As you see, kicks are starting to go towards Gabriel.
Shit.
They're getting violent. A couple of bigger guys. Looks like a Latin American dude who is like wrapped in a UN banner, and a what looks like a horrific paint smeared clown is like starting to kick towards her.
Can I intercept with my mace and then help her drag Ellis out?
That would work, yes. Of course it's going to bring some attention, but sure it would work.
Yeah, I need to keep Ellis safe most of all, so it's either we let this one go and try and get her called in, make sure that she gets taken in. The most important here is the safety of Ellis, I think.
Where are the nearest cops?
They're on the right side of the road. You need to make it about 50 meters.
I shout to Francis, photograph her!
I will look up at this, but in all that chaos and the initial fisticuffs, I was trying to keep track of that bag. Was there any chance at all? Has it gone?
Yeah, you know where it's landed. It's roughly landed somewhere over by that yellow car. It's surely by the right wheel of that yellow car.
I can hear them calling my name, I think, but there's no time for that. Don't they realize that this could be anything, and I need to get to that bag?
Yeah, I understand that, and I see Ellis, and I try to pull the girl up, and sort of in one motion bring out the mace and hold it up against anyone that would approach us. I want to help her basically drag the girl to the cops so they can make an arrest and we can get out of there.
I see your intent, and drags her up and like have her arms behind her back.
Paul, you're macing the aggressors?
I'm gonna first hold it up and see if they come in.
Yeah, you see the first one hesitates, but the big guy in the UN banner just goes charging for you, and you can see in your peripheral vision it's like the 2 or 3 black spots of black blockers moving in from the side. It's like the word plainclothes cop does not go unnoticed. They're pushing at you, and you can hear screams, and this like the pulse just raised in the local area of the crowd.
Fuck. We need to go!
As soon as I see the first muscle movement of aggression, I spray in his direction.
Yeah, you spray him. He tried to dodge aside, pushing towards you. Give me a melee plus dexterity.
You get a 7 and a 0, and it's with double 0 that you get success.
Yes, it's double zeros. 2 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the mace gives you quite a bit of advantage, so add 2 dice.
Yeah, that's 1 more success in X.
Yeah, and that's enough to get him in the face, and he just stops like he's running into a brick wall, and like slides down to his knees and starts crying. Some of the other guys are holding back. You have a small window to drag him out of there.
I shout, step back, violent protest, sir.
And I follow you with her if I can, like shuffling her in front of me. I'm holding her arms behind her back.
Yeah, you're shoving her forward, and you see camera phones coming up in the crowd.
Of course. God damn it. Idiots.
Yeah, police violence! Police violence! Fucking uncalled
Step
for!
back, make way, we're trying to make through.
Provocateurs!
Keep a peaceful protest.
You manage to push away to the side of the street. The people just around you don't seem to be aware of what's happening, but as they see you hauling a girl off, they like either step back or they curse and spit at you. The police line is coming closer and closer, and at the same time you see and you feel the waves in the crowd that are starting to get stronger and stronger. There's a crash. Somebody's thrown a rock. Was it you? Did you set this off? Would they have thrown the stone if you hadn't resorted to violence? Is the thing that happens now on you? Pushing, screaming,
This is what a police station looks like! Fucking cops! 1, 2, 3! Leave us be, you fucking coppers! Go, go, go!
Okay, the only goal now is to get her behind the police line. So we just push forward. Because she's the only one who actually knows the suspect that we are looking for.
Yeah, you're pushing forward towards the line, and you see the girl is turning around to you. It's gonna take a good 4 or 5 minutes at least to push through. At least, you start hearing the ramming of truncheons being beat on shields. You hear the dogs starting barking. They're starting to let loose dogs. They're starting to charge the line. The first clashes just as the sun starts setting, reflecting in the steel and glass facade of the Royal Bank of Scotland, and covering the Bank of England in the color of blood. The white marble, ominously looking like a stained slab with half washed off blood. Violence is all around you. She stares at you. What the fuck do you want? What the fuck do you want? Let me go. Just fuck, I'll tell you everything. Just fucking let me go. What do you want?
What was in that package? What were you doing with Ibrahim?
Fuck, who's Ibrahim? Who the fuck is Ibrahim?
The guy in the red jacket. What did he give you? Where is he going?
Yeah, fuck, he's giving us fuel, motherfucker. Just giving us fuel. This is gonna be a long night,
Where is he now?
Just fucking let me go. Just fucking let me go.
Where is he now?
I pointed out to you if you can let me go. I know what it looks like. Yeah, fuck, I got him on speed dial.
At this point, if I reach that bag, have I discovered that the contents, by the sounds of it, are absolutely nothing important at all?
You've managed to push through. The question is, do you find the fucking bag? So this will be a test for your observational skills. So finding one bag of drugs on the floor of, vomit and spilled protest masks and more V for Vendetta merchandise than Barnes & Noble sells in a year. How do you manage to find it?
Well, I'm hopefully using my awareness, because I really was trying to follow it despite all the distractions, despite all the shouting. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Paul and Gabrielle sorted it, but I need to get out of here quickly because I'm aware that things are heating up and I don't want to be here by myself. So let's just see if I can find it. I might give up if it really is gone, but otherwise I was trying to just carefully notice it among all the confusion and chaos.
I think it's going to be wits plus awareness. This is it requires sort of super quick observational skills. So it's wits plus awareness.
2 successes.
It's gone. No, fuck, it's gone. No, it's somewhere down there in the mess. No way you can find it unless...
No, I will sigh as I'm rudely shoved from behind by some random person. It's at this point, of course, I notice the truncheons, the shouting, the coming of the dark. I see the others have started moving on, and I deduce that the fact that there's no explosion, or people screaming or dying, means that whatever was in the goddamn thing probably wasn't a chemical weapon or something like that, so fuck, I'm gonna try and make my way to the others now.
So from what I saw when the bag was thrown as well, it just looked like white powder basically, so there might be a truth to what she's saying there. I tried to exchange glances there with Alice about her saying she's got him on speed dial and be able to point him out towards us. I mean, of course she'd be saying anything in this situation, but is it worth following up on?
I'm still holding her, so I have like my mouth very close to her ear, and I say, "Your phone, where is it?"
Yeah, she has the phone in a dead man's grip with white knuckles and just shoves it in front of her towards your chest. And looking up, you can see her eyes are ice blue. She's really young.
What's his name?
Yeah,
Now!
we just call him D. He's usually got a dog. Yeah.
Is his name D in your phone? What's your
Yeah.
name?
Yeah, my name is Margaret.
Margaret? Is his name D in your phone?
Yeah. He's under D.
I will take your phone now.
Yes. Just let me go. Just let me find my fucking coward boyfriend and let him beat him up.
I slowly let go of her and takes the phone, and trying also to maintain eye contact with Paul, because my thought is that we should let her go and try to see if we can reach that guy, because now we have her phone. We don't have the means to talk much to her.
But at the same time, it will be very hard for us to start moving in the crowd now that we've been sort of given away.
At least anything that's going on Bartholomew Lane is high danger zone for you guys right now. You're halfway up towards the yellow car on the map. Yeah, you, Francis, you're right up by the yellow car. And the crowd is violent, but this street is not safe for you anymore, no.
Okay, I make the call. I let her go. I take the phone, put it in my pocket.
Yeah, she's gone in a second flat. She just pushes through and she actually meets your eyes in from 1 second, and her wet, half-tear-filled eyes actually seem to express gratitude, and then she's gone.
I look at Paul and gives a shrug and puts the phone in a jacket with a zip. We need to get out of here. Where is Francis?
I'm just nodding towards you. I understand that that's what we're doing. I try to spot Francis as well.
Hopefully, at this point, I've managed to sort of shove my way towards them. After all, no one noticed me, so hopefully it's been easier for me to get through.
Yeah, you're retreating together with the other people. It's a stampede backwards and a rush and a press forward. Now it's people's bodies are moving erratically. They are not looking out for each other anymore. Panic is starting to spread. It's the resistance efforts are starting to click into place. The plans for the ones that are going to push up against the cops. You can hear whistles as the coordinated protesters, some of them with makeshift plexiglass shields, start running up towards the police line.
Is it somewhere we can get away to not be in the heat of things? Like, what is our options?
The crossing of Threadneedle Street and Bartholomew Lane looks relatively quiet.
Right. I catch up to Paul first and sort of grab him by the shoulder. This has become a fucking circus. Well, what do we do now, Gabrielle?
Did you see the package? Did you find it?
No, I'm pretty sure it was nothing.
Look, guys, I nod my head back towards the more calmer place and to show them that we must move.
Let's try to keep a bit more distance between each other and move up there. Keep eye visual, but don't clump up if possible.
Yeah, sure. And then head to that space where we could talk, hopefully.
You're pushing back through the riotous crowd and then seeing some people sitting on their knees. Someone is bleeding. The screams getting less and less intense behind you.
Fuck the Queen and Union Jack, people's flag is red and black. Fuck the Queen and Union Jack, the people's flag is red and black. No justice, no peace. Fuck the police, no justice, no peace. Fuck the police.
You're in a small clearing between a number of protest groups that are mostly concerned with gathering their people. It's looks like a Christian anti-war protest group. They're holding some sort of a impromptu prayer on the left side of Threadneedle Street, right by the corner of Bank of England. And a bunch of climate protesters, confused, gathering around. And you can clearly from here hear the screams and the truncheons and the confrontation going on to the north. And also now from the east. It looks like the protests are pushing against the sides of the kettle down east on Threadneedle Street, past the Royal Bank of Scotland also.
I try to get us out a bit, like if there's a wall we could stand against where we could talk a bit.
Yeah, corner of Royal Bank of Scotland.
Yeah, so I take us there. Alright, everybody alright? No broken limbs, no injuries?
I'm fine, totally fine. Yourself? Sorry, I got separated from you.
Yeah, it's no problem. Paul?
Yeah, good.
I had to let her go. I couldn't... But I got a phone. And a... Not a name, but... A letter?
Was it D, you said?
Yes, D. Let's see.
What do we want then?
We don't know. Maybe that was just some guy in a red jacket. That wasn't our guy. But it's the only lead we have so far.
Well, who wants to put in a phone call and ask for some supplies?
I could do it.
I just nod and I go in on my comm. Kitawara, we've lost the sight of the suspects. Have you any more visuals?
Are you positive it's the red jacket?
We only saw one red jacket. He handed over a package which seemed to have just been drugs. We're not sure about his whereabouts. But we do have his a possible phone number to him.
So he's dabbling in drugs now too. Like gun running ain't enough, yeah. I have two. I've seen two flashes of descriptions that match. I've seen one by the urinal. I'm sorry, by the tube station.
I interrupt and say, can you, if we give you the number, can you maybe trace the signal or, get some sort of signal?
If you give me 15 minutes, half an hour, I can get it done. Yeah, there are signal interceptors in place. I just have to request their use from City of London Police Department,
Anna, do you need the phone?
No, just give me the number.
Then I take the phone out and hope to God there is not a code.
Let's assume that you've been smart enough to push the screen a few times.
Yes, let's assume that.
Meanwhile, I swear to myself a little that I remark to Paul, getting the permission, we're supposed to be the people who give the permission, not get the permission.
Yeah.
I give her the number. Are you hearing me, Anna?
I'm hearing you. Yeah.
Now it comes, and then I give her the number.
Yep, she repeats the numbers one after the other, noting them down.
I'm on it. Yeah, just stay safe, yeah?
Yeah, sure, you too. Alright, so where next? The subway station?
Yeah, that's one. I suggest you try calling the number before as we go there, and see if we can make a contact. Try to get a meeting point by the actual... Yeah, by the tube station.
Yeah, sure. I take the phone and then I call the number.
Yeah, a few singles come through. A couple more. And then you fucking see it. You're on the way to the tube station and you see the red jacket walking out of the crowd, the pressed crowd around the tube station itself, walking out a few steps and taking a phone to his ear, looking down on the ground. Right there. He just exposed himself.
Then I just concentrate on the phone call and rely on Paul getting him.
I'm gonna try and get around and get up close without drawing too much attention.
The crowd is much more sparse now, and you can see he's walking out, and behind him is like a really big black German shepherd walking just a couple of steps behind. Ears straight up, looking around, carefully scanning the crowd.
Well, let's try and follow him and see where he goes.
Yeah, D.
Hi, this is Margaret. We kind of lost the stash. Do you have more?
Yeah, where's hookup point?
The subway station, maybe.
Yeah, I'm right there. Right by the Nelson statue there.
Yeah, just wait there and we will find you. We're a bit away, so don't go anywhere, okay?
Right here. Look for black dog.
Yeah, see you soon.
There's something wrong with the voice. It's strained, harsh, guttural. It's clearly it's like somebody trying to fake their voice to be much deeper. How good are you at recognizing these sort of things? Could you suss out what is really going on here? Maybe a insight, possibly.
Yeah.
Why not a insight plus intelligence?
2 successes.
This is not this person's ordinary voice. It's like he's heavily distorting his voice.
With some kind of device, or is it like, yeah.
Just by acting. It sounds like it's super straining for the lungs, almost like growl.
Do you have a visual on Paul?
Yeah, I'm not going to move in if there's a dog with him as well. It could turn ugly. Could I ask for a pickup?
Kitwara comes on the line.
Kitwara here, pick up, you say, pick up?
Yeah, we got him. He's by the underground station. He's going to stay here for a little while, waiting for people to meet him. And he's got a big black dog with him. A red jacket, clear visual.
I can send a standby team from Princess Street right in there. It's not going to be discreet because they're going to have to be let through the line at Threadneedle Street. So the people who see them getting through is going to know what's down.
It can't turn ugly if we go in and face the dog. We're going to have...
Almost as if on cue, the dog barks in your direction. And you see the guy just drops the phone and starts bolting towards the Cafe Royal Exchange Grind on the other side of the street, just bolting straight across the street, dog running after, barking loudly.
Target moving towards the cafe on the other side of the street, and I start running after.
Yeah, me too.
I swear a little and also join them all in running after this suspect.
And we come from different directions now, so maybe we could take him from different sides somehow.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Vespas or cars, you could close him off, but he's fast. He's really fast.
Damn
It's
it.
like sprinter runner fast, going like straight in the dusk towards the cafe on the other side. And you see how he whips out a collapsible baton and just rushes towards a window where you see 2 black-clad protesters are lifting a trash can and just chucking it through the window. You can see he jumps towards the window, starts beating down the broken shards, making it kind of safe to enter. This halts him for a few precious seconds. What are you going to do during those seconds?
Just run faster. I'm also shouting, hey, stop, police!
Yeah, you're screaming.
Yes.
So is the gun coming out?
If I can do it while running, yeah.
Sure, you can draw 1 point.
Sorry, Paul. That is what I do.
Yeah, so Paul, she beats you to it and pulls her gun.
I let her go, and I try to keep an eye on the surroundings because she is main focused on that target now. Make sure that nothing else is going down.
Shit is going down. The moment the gun clears the holster, there's shouting, there's someone hitting the ground. And it's like, cops, cops, gun, gun! Screams, and they see one guy just start belting towards you. Small group of people looking like this is exactly what they have been looking for. It starts running towards you. Masks peeling aside as they run full tilt towards you. This has surely brought attention. He's risking it, and he's starting to jump through the window. It's shoot now or go in.
I will go in.
Yeah, you don't shoot, you keep on running.
Yeah, I follow her.
Yeah, the dog clears the glass in through the big plate glass window of the Royal Exchange Grind, crashing into a cafe table, spilling expensive coffee mugs out on the street. The couple are in there, and yeah, you're just by the glass. You can see them belting straight through the cafe. There's a couple of horrified waiters in there, screaming their lungs off as a protester comes tearing in. 2 more are starting to climb through the windows as you come up to the windows.
You just kind of have to keep chasing him and trying to keep visual on him.
In through the window, into the cafe. He's belting for a back door, so he's opened it probably towards some sort of kitchen area or something, making his way into the big building of the Social Stock Exchange. This is a huge building, and on the right side, the Social Stock Center proper, is a 20-story building, glass and steel, protruding from the London city. It's a minor landmark on the skyline, but it's a hell of a lot of stairs. He's bolting deeper into the building.
Yeah, but we can see him.
You can still see his back and the door that is slamming shut. You still have a clear visual.
Where's the dog?
The dog is right behind him, also running after him.
It's at this point, as I'm trying my best to keep up, but I'm not the best at this sort of thing, I call on the headpiece for backup. Like, I report the name of the building and I say, "Get people in here now, goddammit!"
We're still mobilizing Team B. They're crossing the police barricade now.
Just get them in now! Get in another team! We've got the suspect in this building. We can corner him if you move people now.
I'll look see what I got. Okay. Reserve team. To south entrance of Social Stock Exchange. South entrance of Social Stock Exchange. We have a runner. Yeah, try to block off entrances. Corral the culprit into the building.
Yeah, she's shouting orders on another line as you're making your way through the cafe. And let's see how fast you who are in hot pursuit are clearing this. There's plenty of tables that have been turned over, shouting waiters, things that can get in the way. So give me a dexterity plus athletics to see how fast you manage to bolt through.
Would that be all of us?
That would be all of you. And you can take a -2 dice because you're chatting on the earpiece while you're trying to run.
I fail miserably.
You fail miserably. How miserably? Is that 0?
No successes.
No successes. Okay, that's gonna be shit. You're gonna fall or slip. But it's gonna be disaster. So
Yeah, I want to spend willpower on this.
you have spent 1 willpower before.
Yeah. Okay, I will re-roll the 3 dice that I just rolled. Come on.
Go for it.
2 successes.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. So how do you make your way through the cafe?
Just away with everything. Like, shove it out of my way. Just straight after him.
Yeah, you just tear through it like a cyclone.
I don't think I feel pain at this stage. I'm just going to get him.
Things barge into your legs, into your upper body, throw them aside. And yeah, Paul, how are you doing?
I'm going for the home run. I'm rolling a 0, a 9, and a 9.
Ooh, there you go. You're clearly gaining on him. It's like you're through the door and you see he's up the first flight of stairs in the connection stairwell between the cafe area and the Social Stock Exchange. He's running up full speed up the stairwell. You can just see a flash of the red jacket as it swings by. He's 1 floor above you now.
I feel the adrenaline and the rush of getting closer. We're gonna keep him. We're gonna nail him down. We're gonna bring him in today.
And as those two speed ahead, I shall roll a failure and then spend a willpower to again roll a failure.
Yeah, you get the door in the face as it slams when Gabrielle is just barging through it. You get the fucking door in your face.
Yes, and as it hits me in the face, I swear loudly, and then I just sort of stumble back, and as they sort of dart ahead, speeding up the stairs, I just sort of slowly amble behind, breathing in heavily, thinking, God, fuck, I'm not supposed to do the running.
But running there is. The next stage of the foot chase becomes a grueling climb up 20 flights of stairs at full speed. This is not so much a test for your athletics as it is just for your dogged determination. So give us a let's see.
Not stamina.
It's gonna be stamina. It's yeah, we can grab athletics plus stamina. Unless you have some other idea of how you're gritting your teeth and getting it done.
For me, I always believe in mind over body, and I would rather use my resolve and just go into my reserves and know that it's just running.
Yeah, you just grit your teeth against the pain and go for it. Yeah, so then go for a resolve plus athletics.
I will be the same as well because there's no way my stamina's holding up, so all I have is my resolve, and even that's not much.
I have 3 successes.
Good, it's great.
1 success.
I roll 4.
Woof! Alright, this is gonna work. You can hear the panting breath. It's surprisingly light, it's surprisingly bright. Up in the stairwell, the pattering of the dog. There's a door closing, opening. You're gaining. Paul, you're gaining. You're half a flight of stairs away. You can see legs. You can see the dog. You're right behind. It's just 2 floors more.
I'm trying to rely on my legs and for my resolve, but also think of what I'm actually gonna do if I catch up with him. If that dog is gonna turn aggressive on me, I'm gonna have to try and actually shoot it as quickly as I can.
You barge in through a door, following the runner. D is cutting across a semi-open office landscape, cubicles. 2 bankers, scared shitless in their cubicles, throwing their hands in the air as D barges through the room. He doesn't have time to stop, and he reaches out, grabbing for one of the bankers, but he doesn't have time. You're too close for him to have time to grab a hostage. And he kicks at the door, and you feel wind blow in your face as he kicks out an emergency door and starts running on the gravel across a roof landing. You got him. He's running towards the side. The dog is circling. It's gravel. You must be at least 23 floors up. The protests sound muffled and weird from up here. It's like some sound set piece of a Bruegel painting of hell. Bodies cavorting. In the darkness, more and more Bengals going up. The flashes of muzzles from the police as they launch tear gas rounds into the crowd. The screaming, the shouting. Someone screams, "He's dead! He's dead!" down there. But D stops at the edge, looking over the budding revolution, slowly turning towards you, as you, completely out of breath and crushed by the ordeal, come out onto the roof.
I try to compose myself and I draw my gun, if I can.
Yeah, you fiddled with the gun, but you got it out. The dog snarls.
Tell your dog to back off. We're here for your arrest. You are to be brought in on suspicions of dealings with arms, firearms. We offer you the chance of surrender.
He turns around, looking up, dragging down the balaclava from her face. Her skin a cream tone, eyes dark brown, lips full. It's an Arab woman. She's slight of build, but her eyes are steely and locked with you. You don't know what you've gotten yourselves into.
Stay where you are.
Just walk away.
Stay where you are.
Just walk away and no one gets hurt.
Just want to talk. I go closer, and also I Paul to see that we are like moving from different angles, so she can't clearly pin us down.
So Paul, what do?
I have my gun up as well, and I say, pull off the dog. Surrender, and we will give you a fair trial.
Look, we just want to talk. I will shoot the dog if the dog doesn't calm down.
It's at this stage that I probably am just appearing in the stairway, completely out of breath, but nodding because at least these two have it good. Although I do get my medical kit ready. After all, if they shoot her, I'm probably going to need to remove the bullet.
This is bigger than this, okay? This is bigger than some fucking dirty bankers. This is bigger than this riot. Why do you serve these fuckers? We got the same enemies.
I will shoot the dog. Calm the dog down. Get down on your knees. We just want to talk.
You see, the dog turns towards her, and they lock eyes for a moment. And you swear that she looks at the dog as she says, "Oh, yes, I'm sworn to answer the question." And the answer is freedom. The dog turns and jumps towards you, Gabriella.
And the second it turns towards me, I just shout, "Fuck." And I shoot.
You shoot as the snarling, salivating, 50-pound black German shepherd comes barging towards you, full speed. You fire at the oncoming dog. as the woman slowly starts to turn around towards the edge of the building. So how many bullets are you squeezing off?
As many as I can.
You're rushed by a dog, and you're out of breath, and things are happening really fucking fast. So it's either your wits plus firearms, or your resolve and firearms.
Wits then.
Wits, yeah, this is a quick reflex shot, squeezing off the mag. Go for it. If you land a hit, you're gonna have a +3 damage. And for this, I'm gonna roll how the attack of the dog goes, because that happens at the same time. Yeah, 4 successes. How many do you get?
2. So maybe I will spend another willpower.
Or you're gonna get bit.
Okay, now I have 5 successes.
That works. Buck, 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 buck. The shots sound ridiculously small above the din, above the shouting, above the tragedy. Pockmarks. But they do damage. So you connect with 1 plus the 3 damage, giving you 4 gunfire damage straight in the dog. 3 rounds land in the chest of the dog. Paul, you see this. You see 3 rounds going straight into the dog, and it just skids on the loose rocks on top of the building. But it still keeps coming. Still frantically clasping its jaws, biting towards Gabriel's legs. What do you do?
Is it up on her? Is it attacking her?
It's attacking. Going for legs, going for shins.
Is it safe to shoot when it's this close to her?
It's gonna be a bit of a marksmanship challenge.
Yeah.
Don't roll badly.
I guess I have to aim as far from her as I can, rather than...
Yeah, if you try to roll it a bit safer, take away 1 dice, but that's gonna lessen the chance of hitting her considerably, if you're conservative.
What would you like me to roll?
I would like you to roll a wits plus firearms.
Wits and firearms.
Yes. This is lightning fast reactions.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for what you said. I'm gonna try the safer shots, and if I can't hit it, I'm gonna have to try to fight it off some other way. 1 success.
That's not enough. That's not enough. You can see, bang! 1 shot just by Gabriel's feet. You can feel the gun jumping up with the recoil. Second one dangerously close to her. You're gonna have to do something, or you're gonna risk hitting her.
I'm gonna have to go in close combat with the dog. There's no choice here.
Yeah, fuck, you can't squeeze off more rounds.
It's too risky. I'm gonna try and tackle it off her.
Go for it. Francis, this happens about 5 meters in front of you. What do you do?
I'm a little unsure, to be honest. I didn't expect the dog to still be standing. They've shot the bloody thing with 3 full bullets. I briefly reach into my pocket, thinking about the anesthetic I do have on my person, but I look to the woman. Maybe I can use my insight here, because I notice her backing away to the edge. She's not going to jump, is she?
Wits plus insight, please.
1 success.
No, she's not going to jump. No, she has her feet planted too broadly. She exudes too much confidence. Definitely not. No.
I'm going to get this syringe ready. Am I going to have to jab a fucking dog? Yes, I see no course. I grab the syringe out of my medical kit, and I'm going to try and sort of duck in and force it into this bloody beast. I'm going to pull it.
It's biting down on you, Gabriel. What do? It's just biting, chopping. You're
I'm gonna shoot again.
shooting in close, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aiming at its fucking skull.
Yeah, go. Give me a roll.
Is it the same again?
Opposed roll. Yes, opposed rolls.
Oh, phew. 3 successes.
7, 8.
What the fuck?
8 successes. That's 5 more. So you shoot, bang, 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 bang. But it just fucking keeps coming. You could swear you hit that last bullet, and then the salivating. It's almost like a dark red phlegm is coming out of its mouth as it's barking and biting down on you, and you realize it's your own blood that is foaming on its lips. You take 5 damage. What's your health?
7.
You are fucking in a bad shape. There's teeth marks. It's probably severed a tendon. Fuck, you're down on your knees and it's going for your throat. Paul's turn.
I'll have to try and tackle it off. I see Francis moving with his syringe. I have to try and pin it down so he can come in and sedate this beast.
You try to block it with your body, grapple it down. Give me a strength plus athletics. It's an opposed roll.
That's 2 successes.
4 versus 5. It bites, tears, lands hard on your chest, chews against the side of your neck. 3 damage. And you see it tears off and it runs away, standing beside its mistress. Or who is the master here? The dog or the human? The dog, blood foaming on his lips, turns towards Dee. Her face goes blissful for a moment. She shouts out one last thing. Why do you obey? We're fighting the same people. They'll bleed London dry. She looks eyes with the dog. No, she says. A small sound. And then she drops. Down. Down. Towards an onrushing ledge. 15 stories down.
I immediately run to Gabrielle. I get my medical kit out. I can see she is in dire need of medical assistance.
She's fucking bleeding. She's bleeding on the ground. Several bite marks, one of them on the chest. There's blood pumping.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is not...
Michael, I'm sorry.
I sort of tell her to calm down, Gabrielle. Calm down.
So sorry. Michael.
Police sirens down. The rushing of feet up the stairs. The team is coming up.
I feel the pain in my chest from where the beast bit me, and I stumble with my gun still in my hand. And is the beast still there, standing? What's it doing?
It's gone.
It's gone.
The dog is gone, like it was never there.
I look around. Where did it go? Where'd the fucking dog go? And I stumble over towards the edge, seeing that Francis got Gabrielle. And I look down, and I see there far below. Starfish-shaped pattern of gore splattered from the 15th floor. Red jacket, red blood. She fucking jumped. She's fucking dead. She's fucking dead. Go, 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 go! The team barges out, coming out covering the roof. The rest of the support team starting to run up towards the wounded.
I call out quickly, we need paramedics, stat! Get her out of here! Get her the fuck out of here!
The suspect has leapt from the roof. I repeat, the suspect has leapt from the roof. The suspect is down.
And there, in the chaos and the shuffling of the team as they try to form a perimeter and get away from harm's way, patching wounds, blood spurting between fingers, eyes meeting each other. Gabrielle's muffled cries. The dog is not there. But it will be there. In your dreams. On your street. Maybe that's the one. Sitting in the car. Waiting at that red light. That black dog. It's never gonna leave you.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the chronicle No Man is an Island for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Our storyteller was Martin Ericsson, and we were also joined by Anna-Karin Linder. The music was created by Lola Zaza for the game Vampire Prelude, We Eat Blood and All Our Friends Are Dead, and was used with permission from White Wolf. The sound effects are from the fine folks at freesound.org. Finally, a big thank you to our patrons. This podcast would not be possible without your generous support on Patreon. You give us so much energy, help us cover our costs, and open up time to record and edit. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And remember, death is not the end.